Hello everybody, it's Daniel here. Welcome back to Showdown Sunday, competitive Pokemon battling on Sunday. So in the spirit of VGC and the World Championships taken on, I thought I would bring you one of my own teams for this format. This is the only one I've actually made, and I actually do have this one in-game as well. I used it only once before, ages back now. We had a meetup in college, and it was just this format. So I put together a team, and this is what I came up with, and I never really showed it off till now, because, well, I've always found single battles a bit more interesting, but in the spirit of the World Championships, I thought I'd bring you some doubles in this form. So let's have a look at what we're using here, and you may notice that there is an Aegislash and a Kangaskhan here. They're both allowed in VGC, it's the reason I've got them. Aegislash up until was only banned recently, which I still don't really agree with myself, but I've got one on this team anyway, so he will last here. I'm using a weakness policy set here though. I've gone for standard just bulky Aegislash, max attack, max HP, Iron Head over Sacred Sword because I prefer having the stab on it. It's incredibly powerful. I've got a standard kind of support Rotom here, then I've got Hydro Pump, T-Bolt, Will-O-Wisp and Protect, because again it's VGC, you need Protect on a lot of things. The EVs for this are done in such a way that this is quite a bulky Rotom, but it also hits quite hard for its T-Bolts and Hydro Pumps. So I'm really happy with this set, it actually works surprisingly well. With a lot of these sets as well, it's difficult to almost explain why some of these stats work for them. Even looking at this Kangaskhan, 176 speed, why is that important? It's just so you can outspeed very particular things, and it's because it's more important in this form than it is with singles. So that's why I've kind of gone for it. So the stats may look a little weird on some of these things. This Mega Kangaskhan here though, it's kind of standard Mega Kangaskhan before he was banned. Fake Out, Return, Power Up Punch, Sucker Punch. And then just Scrappy in case you need to hit a ghost. This Talonflame is where it gets a bit interesting. This is one of the sets I actually quite like and I use quite a bit. This is a support Talonflame set, and I've gone for max attack on it with a lot of HP investment and in only a bit of speed. Now the reason there's only a bit of speed here is that you actually only need this for Flare Blitz, because I'm actually using Brave Bird, Quick Guard and Tailwind. And Tailwind gets priority because of Gale Wings, because it's a flying type move. So this synergizes really well with this Tyranitar and Garchomp down here. And just having the Brave Bird on it and having the Quick Guard more than anything. This is a very underrated move and I really do like it, but essentially it's a protect for priority. It works fantastically well in this, in VGC, because priority is quite common. Things like Fake Out on Mega Kangaskhan, they're a bit of a nightmare to deal with, so I'm actually glad I have this thing, because it combats that quite well. And then just on top of that, Life Orb set and just regular things. Well, just Life Orb on top of that, because you want to Brave Bird and Flare Blitz to do quite a bit of damage. Then I've got this Tyranitar. This is actually one of my more unusual Tyranitar sets, for the sole reason that this is actually quite a bulky one. This is kind of like a support role Tyranitar. It's got my leftovers for my team, it's got Rock Slide, Crunch, Taunt and Protect. I'm quite happy with this. It does the job that it needs to. It's handy getting Rock Slides off and things. Having the Taunt as well, that's great on some of the Pokemon that like to induce status in this. It works really well against Trick Room teams. I love it on those. Well, against those, so that's why I have it. And then the EVs just gives a good bit of bulk, and in 4 investment for speed, so you outspeed another Tyranitar, just in case you need to, in case it comes down to that. And lastly, we've got this Garchomp here. This is actually my second Mega on the team, because I don't generally run the Kangaskhan and the Garchomp together, because you only get to pick 4 Pokemon for this, so I actually do run 2 Megas for it, and I'm quite happy with how this works. So this is my Mega Garchomp here. I'll always use him with Tyranitar, of course, for getting that Sand Force boost. And I've got Outrage, Earthquake, Brick Break, which I find is very nice on this. And I've got Swords Dance on top of that. And the EVs are done in such a way that this maximizes bulk. And this appreciates Tailwinds so much. That's why the speeds look a bit low. It lasts it survives an awful lot of hits though, because it's got huge HP investment. And people forget how bulky Garchomp actually is. But this lasts quite well. It can take quite a few hits before it goes down. I'm really happy with it. And the fact that it Mega Evolves in as well is just a bit fearsome if you let it go unchecked. So this is my VGC team. It's not the most inspired, I'll give you that. It's because, let's be honest, there's a lot of things on this which, Mega Kangaskhan and whatnot, we're not really inspired, but I do like this team and it functions well together. And I'm actually thinking of making a new VGC team for next week, because I've just been kind of interested in it because I've been watching the World Tournament going on. So let's have a go with this team for now. Let's see if it still holds up from the last time I used it. Okay, and what are we up against this time? It's 2 possible Megas here, but it's more than likely the Mega Gengar, because that's rather fearsome. We got a Wobbuffet here as well with Shadow Tag, which it's going to be a bit annoying because I do actually like to switch about whenever I'm playing this. Salamence for Intimidate support and just generally fearsome. Azumarill, who knows what that's going to do. Greninja, that's going to be terrifying. I'm really not sure what he's going to lead with here, and I have to actually pick my Pokemon here. So what are we going to go with? I'm thinking that Kangaskhan's not going to be as... Well, it's not going to be as useful, I think. Although it could beat down on that Wobbuffet quite quickly. I'm going to need to lead with Tyranitar because he does have Wobbuffet. I'm going to need to taunt that. In general, a good lead with the Tyranitar. Just considering what he might be running here. I'm actually going to have to go Kangaskhan here. The reason being is that he might leave with his Greninja on top of the Wobbuffet, so I'm going to need that there. And then for support here, just kind of looking at our team. Aegislash, Shadow Sneak would be good against Gengar, but not much else apart from that. Like the Wobbuffet will probably live a hit from it. And we are going to just taunt it. So Rotom, Talonflame, we should be alright here. So let's set up our Sandstorm. He's going to leave with the Lucario and the Wobbuffet. Okay, right, so this puts us in a relatively alright stand-in, because we can just fake out the first turn here on the Lucario. And actually, wait, we don't want to fake out, do we? Oh, no. Oh, speed's going to be a bit of a problem here. We do need to taunt that Wobbuffet, though. I do want to get it down, so I am just going to go for the fake out on the Lucario here, because I really want to get the taunt off on this Wobbuffet, and I just don't want to take a hit from this guy yet. So let's just go for a fake out there. So Lucario's not going to be doing anything. Tyranitar is now going to cripple that Wobbuffet in its entirety, and he actually went for Mirror Coat of all things, so he's taunted now. Oh, actually, wait! Oh, did they... I can't remember if they go through taunt. Well, he can't Encore us at least, so that's something. We are probably going to want to protect this turn just because of this Mega Lucario out here. And we're kind of alright to go for the power-up punch on Lucario. I think that's going to be the best thing to do. He's probably just going to take out this Tyranitar with this guy. And oh, he actually went for the Kangaskhan. That is kind of disastrous. Nice thing is with those defense drops now, though, we can take it out with our Talonflame. So we're just going to go straight into that. And what's he going to want to do this round? Honestly, I kind of... I don't want to go for the Rock Slide because it's just going to hurt with the Wobbuffet because it's a Wobbuffet. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to burn a turn here with the Taunt. I don't want to do anything else, so I'm just going to actually burn a turn with that. And with this Talonflame here, I'm just going to go straight for the Flare Blitz on this Lucario. Oh, he's actually going to go straight into his Azumarill here. So that actually works alright, because if we get the taunt off on that, it means he just can't belly drum up if it wanted to do that. He's going to go for another Mirror Coat of all things. Okay, right, whatever you want to do. Judging by the amount of damage Flare Blitz did as well, this is not a defensively based Azumarill in any form. And yeah, a Brave Bird should actually kill 35%, and then coupled with the Sandstorm, that brings him down to about 60%. That was resisted hits at half damage. Yeah, that will actually kill him. So we can just go straight for that and let us just protect up there. And we will Brave Bird off on this Azumarill, and we should be able to kill that. Yeah, that's going to go straight down, so that's fantastic. And oh, he actually Anchored us into... Oh no, the taunt wore off there. I was not paying attention. That is disastrous. Now we're Anchored into Protect of all things. Bloody hell, that's bad. I should have paid attention to that. That's my own fault. But at least we've dealt with that thing now. We just don't want to touch this Wobbuffet right now. It's going to be interesting to see what its last Pokemon is. It's probably going to be the Salamence. That's the one I'm thinking it will actually be here. And he's probably going to bring it out because he doesn't... Well, that Lucario there is going to be his win game here. So, okay, right. We've got a couple of things that are going to go on here. Yep, sure enough, he is going to go into the Salamence here. I can't believe we're Encored into Protect of all things. Wait, did it not work? Oh, he protected her. Oh, sorry. I'm an idiot. Okay, I thought we were actually Anchored into Protect of all things there, but we are not. Okay, we need to go for a Rock Slide this turn. And what I'm thinking... I kind of need to just get damage off on these things now, because we're in quite a dire situation. Part of me just wants to Brave Bird and cause as much damage to the Salamence as I can. I'm thinking that maybe with Rock Slide... No, we're not going to be able to kill it because of the Intimidate off on us. And he's probably just going to Dragon Claw or something in return. Honestly, I think Tailwind will be a good thing to do here, because Tyranitar is going to need this speed to take it out. He's actually more specially based Salamence, which is kind of weird, but let's just go with it. That's a really unfortunate crit, but thankfully he just went for the safeguard that turn, so we are alright. So this puts us in a nice standing, because we should actually be faster than the Salamence here. Judging by the amount of damage that did, Salamence, we may be playing off max min here, but we might just be able to get it. So we're going to have to do that. And judging by the fact that he still has that Lucario there, what am I going to want to hit him with here? I could go for a Hydro Pump on this Wobbuffet and potentially take him out. Actually, yeah, I'm thinking that with the combination of the Rock Slide, which is going to deal 17%. No, actually, no, that's probably not going to do enough. It's probably not. Okay, let's go for a Willow, because in the off chance that we... Oh, he went for Safeguard. I'm such an idiot. I am such an idiot right now. Well, at least we burned a turn. At least we burned a turn. I am so sorry. My plays have just been abysmal this game. Okay, right. We're faster than this Lucario here. We are faster than him. And so what I want to do is I want to protect with the Tyranitar, and I just immediately want to Hydro Pump and potentially kill this Lucario, because if we get this thing down, then that means only Wobbuffet is left and we can take the game from there. We don't deserve to take this game because I made such terrible plays and just ignoring like the obvious things going on, but oh god, I'm really sorry. VGC is a bit more confused than I actually commentate on, because there's quite a bit happening, because you've got 4 Pokemon on the field at any one time, so there's even more to consider. It's a kind of fun metagame because of that though, like it's a bit more random and chaotic, and there's a lot more options to use things that you wouldn't think are viable in this form, which is something I do like. Like you can see a lot of Pokemon just coming into their own here just because of the doubles format. So I really want to actually try that like in the team I'm using next week. I got a couple of things I do want to use. I really want to get a Trick Room team. I really do, because just in VGC like there was so much fun to use. So okay, we're going to go for the Protect here. We're going to get a Hydro Pump off that Mega Lucario. That's going to kill him. Wobbuffet's going to go for the Mirror Coat here, but it does not work because we did not hit the Wobbuffet there. And now we can just finish him off. Let's go for a Hydro Pump and the Crunch on him. Let's just kill him. We're going to get a crit there. Going to get the Crunch, and we take the game. So Tailwind really came into its own there, because that Mega Lucario would have wreaked havoc otherwise. So yeah, it's not something that you think is useful, and most of the time in singles it really isn't that useful, but here it kind of worked alright, because we had a speedy Tyranitar to kind of prioritize on it, and our Rotom also appreciated it, because we got rid of that Lucario before it could do anything to us. So that was kind of fantastic, so let's move on to another game. Okay, and what are we up against this time? It's sort of rain-looking team, actually. Politoed and Dragonite, so that's probably more specially based, just the fact that he has Politoed. Mega here, well, he's got 2 options. He may be running the same thing as me, where he actually just has those 2 options and goes with that. So that's alright. Okay, I think Aegis Slash is going to be a bit more useful here. I really do want to get Weather up on this as well, because, well, just looking at this, like, if he does have a rain team here, it's just going to be handy to have Weather. So I'm actually going to leave with the Garchomp and Tyranitar combo here. Just go straight with them. Support for that, normally Rotom is actually kind of great, but I'm considering if I want to bring Talonflame or whatnot, just to have the Tailwind. I think I might be alright with Talonflame, and instead I'm going to bring an Aegis Slash, and I can just use the priority on that instead. I think that'll be alright without that, and we'll just go for a Rotom, because he does have Rain here, and that will actually benefit us indirectly that way. And it's also just going to hit strong against quite a few of his things. Getting Burn off on a couple of them, that's going to kind of be great. And he's just going to lead certainly Politoed and the Kangaskhan there. Okay, right. And we do get the Sandstorm up over the rain, so that is fantastic. Right, so what are we going to want to do? Honestly, protect Mega Evolve EQ. Like, we've got no reason not to really go for it. We're probably faster than this Kangaskhan. It will depend if he's jolly or not, because of how our own effort values work out here. But we should just kind of go for it, because they're just not going to appreciate it. Like, it's going to cause so much damage if we get this through. And so let's go immediately for the Protect as he fakes out the Tyranitar, which works fantastically well. Because look at the amount of damage we have done turn 1. We may have lost Garchomp there, but we took out Politoed. We've won the Weather, and the fact he's using Politoed as well indicates that he's probably got Dragonite on his team. So yeah, like, we're just in a fantastic standing right now, and okay, like, yeah, we're just doing great. What are we going to want to do next, though? Because the problem now is this Kangaskhan here is probably going to go for a Power Up Punch on a Tyranitar. So what I'm thinking here is I'm going to make a double switch out to Aegislash here and just essentially prevent that hit, because I think it's quite obvious that he's going to do that. And while that is going on, I'm just going to go for a safe T-Ball on the Mega Kanga, because that thing is just lethal and I just want to get rid of it. Actually, thinking about it, maybe that isn't the best thing to do. Okay, so we'll go back out to our Aegislash first of all. In the off chance this isn't a specially based Dragonite, maybe I should Willow? No, he couldn't be actually. And yeah, I was also thinking just multi-scale there as well, but no, we do have a Sandstorm up, so let's just go with what we were going to do before. That's going to block that nicely. He actually goes for the Sucker Punch on the Rotom. That is fine. We are just going to be able to take him clean out there. And oh, it's a more physically based Dragonite. Okay, right. That's kind of weird considering he's got Politoed. I guess it was full sense of security going on or something there. Well, this is a fantastic stand-in because we can kind of just get this guy. Question is, how do I want to predict this? Because we do have a very good opportunity to just predict about the place. I'm thinking what he might want to do here. Either go for the Ghost-type move on the Aegislash or go for the Fire-type move on the Aegislash. I could probably go to my Tyranitar and take both of those fantastically. Unless he goes for EQ, he might go for that on his Dragonite. So you do see some people running it. There's a lot to consider in this turn, there really is. I do want to get the Willow off on that Dragonite, just the fact that it's still here. Like, that's going to be fantastic. Battle timer, well, alright. I could also go for the Ironhead. There is a lot to consider. I'm going to King's Shield a turn and just burn him. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to make a bit more of a cautious play here. He went for the Dazzling... What? Dazzling Gleam? Okay, I guess Gengar gets that, but that's really, really weird that he had that. I didn't know Dazzling Gleam actually hit both of them. You two didn't saw. Oh, it's fine, man. Okay, we got the burn off from the Dragonite anyway now, so that's not like severely crippled, so that's fantastic for us. It does reveal that he does have the EQ here as well. So we're gonna have to be a bit aware of that. What we could do here is, because there's EQ and we are going to live 1, we could go straight for an Ironhead, and we're gonna have to take out the Gengar, I feel, first. The reason being is that Tyranitar can probably live a hit even from EQ from that Dragonite because it is burned. The Gengar is just going to be dangerous here though, so we should probably just get rid of that. And I don't want to Shadow Sneak here, the reason being is that EQ will kill me that way. So I'm going to do it that way instead, and we're just going to protect with the Rotom. Just to see whatever the hell he likes to do. He's going for another Dazzling Gleam of all things. He's going to go for the Stone Edge on Aegislash. Okay, this still works really well because, well, now we took even less damage and we still managed to deal that Gengar. And yeah, this thing is like severely burnt now, and we can kind of, well, just take it out from here, I guess. Let's just go straight for a Shadow Sneak. I think we have enough, like we have enough that we can kind of just stall with to actually like effectively take this thing out. Like, he can't hit both of us now as well. He's going to try and Dragon Dance up in vain, but like that's really not going to work because it's just in too bad a stand. And we're going to be able to take him out that way. So that went pretty well. GG. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with how that went there. A bit of a shame like Mega Garchomp died instantly, but he caused so much damage and just set his team like so far back that I do feel it was worth it. It was kind of interesting to have him like psyching me out with the Politoed there. And this actually not being a rain team. I'm still trying to think of what could have possibly been used in it. Hurricane on Talonflame, maybe? That's just dumb. I don't think that would even work. He doesn't have the special attack for it. I'm kind of interested as to what else was on that team. But VGC for you, you're always kind of left wondering. You're not really sure because there's so many options that you can go with. So let's have one more game. Let's have one more. Okay, and what do we got this time? This team looks surprisingly similar to my own. 3 of the things on it are the same. Okay, we got a couple of things that we're going to have to worry about here, though. The main thing that's kind of terrifying me is the double Intimidate here. So Rotom, like, is a must for this team. We've also got this Kingdra. And I'm thinking the best way to deal with the Kingdra is actually going to be Tailwind up. And the fact that he has Mega Kangaskhan now as well, and he's going to have quite a bit of priority as well. There's a lot of things to consider here. There really is. I'm thinking what I want to do is, I want to leave with Kangaskhan and Talonflame, and I'm actually going to set up a Tailwind, because I think it's going to be very important in this game to actually have that. And we're not going to Mega Evolve Garchomp, but it's still going to be able to function under the Tailwind. So I'm going to use that. And I guess for our last spot, we're probably just going to want Rotom for the sole reason that he's got 2 Intimidates on his team, and we can kind of just bring in this guy at some stage. And he's actually going to leave with both the Intimidates right off the bat. Dear God. That is brutal for us. This essentially gives him a free turn to do whatever he likes. And, okay, right. Now, we still do have a Fake Out, and we do want to Mega Evolve. We could actually go into our Garchomp and try and Mega Evolve, but no, Kangaskhan, it's going to be near useless if we don't do it like that. I'm going to want to Fake Out that Mawile. The reason being is that this thing might have Sword Stance, and I just don't want to play about that. I'm not in the mood for it. So I'm just going to go straight for that, and I'm going to set up a Tailwind then as well. Sure enough, he Mega Evolves with that. We are just going to Fake him out. We're not concerned about damage. We just want a free turn to do whatever we want. And sure enough, that's what's going to happen there. Special Salamence seems to be a thing in VGC. I'm not familiar with this myself, but it seems to be working alright. And the fact that we have for Dragon Pulse as well means that we really can't switch out our Talonflame into anything else, which is kind of unfortunate. But what we can do here is, the fact that he's going for Dragon Pulse on that thing, this means that we can essentially, we need to go into Garchomp with that. We're going to have to sack Talonflame here, and then the next turn we're going to be able to bring in Rotom and go for like an EQ or something under the Tailwind, because we may be able to take out this Salamence just instantaneously with that. So that's what I'm going to have to kind of bank on here. And I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz on the Mawile, because this thing is going to die. Hopefully he doesn't Sucker Punch or Protect like that, you know, that's a bit annoying that he went for that. He's just going to Dragon Pulse. Okay, that's fine. That is alright. Now we have Tailwind, so this is going to help us quite a bit. And would a Kangaskhan kill a Salamence under that? I'm tempted to try that. We might actually just take that out. Actually, even if we don't take it out, what we can do here is we can just Fake Out the Salamence and burn a turn of it that way. And we can just kind of EQ. Kangaskhan's not going to appreciate it, obviously, but we deal with the Mawile, like, instantly, so I'm okay with doing that. And we're going to Fake Out this Salamence and just cripple it for a turn as we function under this Delvin. He's going to go for a Sucker Punch and Garchomp. That is fine. Kangaskhan takes a little bit of damage. Mawile takes even more though, as he actually goes for the Sucker Punch there. So the nice thing is we're still working under the Tailwind here, so what are we going to do this turn? He's probably just going on a Sucker Punch something else. I could... what could I do here? I'm probably going to return the Salamence. I feel like that's the best thing to do there. And the question is... yeah, okay, right. I'm going to go for a Brick Break on the Mawile. And I'm going to return down the Salamence, as he's going to just protect the Mawile, so that's fine. As we essentially take out Salamence for free now, and we don't worry about any recoil damage or Earthquakes. That worked fantastic there. We do lose Tailwind though, so this is going to be pretty close now. We're still faster than Mawile because it's very, very slow in general. I don't know if we're faster than Rotom though, and that thing is going to be spouting burns at us in a second, which is going to be a bit problematic. So what I'm going to want to do here, because Rotom probably can't kill me in one turn, and I'm thinking that he still might Sucker Punch because he's playing it out of defense. I'm going to Sword Stance with the Garchomp. And then for dealing with this Mawile, I am going to Power Up Punch so I get the slightest bit of attack boost, and that means I can take out the Rotom the next turn. I'll have something on the field here to deal with him now. Sure enough, he did go straight for the Sucker Punch there. So that worked fantastically well. Mawile is dead. We get an attack boost on Kangaskhan. We get an attack boost on Garchomp. They are both now looking in very good standing. And Rotom's just going to go straight for that. He's going to bring in his Kingdra now. Now, the nice thing here is that we are guaranteed to kill something with the combination of these two. I know Kangaskhan only has like a +1 at the moment, but this thing's lethal. Like, this really is. And I'm thinking that more than anything, I want to take out this Kingdra. Like, because that's just going to be a nightmare. I'm aware I'm going to have to chance an Outrage with that, but I am okay to do that. And I will just kind of go for it. Let's go for a return on Kingdra, and okay, he's just going to protect the Rotom. That's fine. He's going to Muddy Water of all things. I haven't seen Muddy Water in a long time, but let's just obliterate the Kingdra there. Now we're in a perfect final stand-in where it's just us and this Rotom left, so we can just successfully T-Bolt this. Let's just go for a return, deal as much damage as we can. Yep, you're just not going to live, even with the Citrus Berry. Dear God. Taking him clean out like that, and he's gone before we can even GG. But you can really see that it's a different kind of strategy with VGC, and I really do like it. You have to predict about your opponent a lot more, and you have to take into account the endgame position just so much, because the final 2 Pokemon you have, like what you're left with, that's just crucial to every win here. So I'm really happy with how this team functions in that respect, because you're always kind of left with some sort of good combination that synergizes well. So I am really happy with this. So I think that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I just thought I'd bring some VGC because it's something a bit different, and I kind of like this metagame. It feels very fresh. I still prefer singles, in all honesty, but I do like this. You get to use a lot of Pokemon that you otherwise would not get to use, and I know this team's a horrible example of that because all of these Pokemon are overused to hell, or just straight out banned. But I'm hoping that I can demonstrate this properly with next week's team and just have some stuff that you wouldn't think would work. That's what I'm kind of going for. So I'll try this out in the next couple of weeks. I think it's going to be interesting. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.